So I will apologize ahead of time for the noise in this video. I shoot these videos in my unfinished basement. In fact, I will pull back the curtain and show you what I'm working with. There it is, a very standard unfinished basement with a small portion carved out so I can shoot videos. Now, normally when I will shoot these, I make sure that the AC units are not running so there's no background noise. But in the state of Maryland, it is 95 degrees. The heat index is 105. So to shut those down would leave me with 3 very unhappy family members upstairs. So we're gonna power through. I'm sorry for the background noise. Now, I was really hesitant to post any videos about my experience with the paint protection film and how my car looks because as you might have seen from my last video, if you haven't, I will post it here, I had some issues with the front bumper and the paint peeling off. Now, the car isn't done. It probably won't be done until mid-August, but I had a number of people comment and ask me questions on my experience with the PPF, what type of PPF, who did I take the car to, what's Tesla doing about the bumper. So rather than waiting a month to post anything, I thought I'd answer all your questions, tell you my experience thus far, get into all the things, and we will do that right after the intro. So there you have it, B-roll of my car wrapped in Stealth PPF. Now I took my car down to TLC Auto Detailing out of Dulles, Virginia. Dave is the owner and I am so thankful that I took my car to them. They have done a great job with this wrap, especially considering all the curveballs they were thrown with the issues with the paint on the front bumper. Now, I don't want these images that you've seen and that you're going to see to be a true representation of the quality of their work because the car is not done. And I would argue that considering that the front bumper has paint issues, it looks really good. They did a great job of masking the issues that we're having just to get it ready to go back out on the street and not look like an eyesore. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, TLC Auto Detailing. You've done a great job. So let me start by giving you an update on where things stand with the front bumper. I sent all the pictures of the issue to Tesla and they agreed that this shouldn't have happened and they're going to warranty the front bumper. A white bumper is being shipped from California to the Virginia Tesla Service Center. On August 11th, I will take my car to the service center. They will replace the bumper. At that time, it'll go back to TLC Auto Detailing where they will complete the wrap and all will be good with the world. So it is coming. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm glad to see that Tesla is doing the right thing and not charging me to fix or replace the front bumper. So while we're talking about the front bumper, let me show you what Dave and his team did to mask the paint issues we're having on the bumper because I think it's genius and I actually really like it. So when you look in this picture, under the driver's side fog light is where the paint peeled up. Now Dave and his team didn't want the car leaving the shop looking like a total mess, so they masked out that entire bottom portion of the bumper. And while it was meant to be done as a patch or make it look a little bit cleaner, I actually really like it. When I show it to people, they don't know that it's just a temporary fix. They think it's either the way the car was designed or they think it's the way I wanted it to be wrapped. What do you think? Do you like this? Do you like that look? I like kind of the fact that it's not now just all white. It breaks up how large that bumper is. I also think it looks a little bit like the Porsche Taycan and how they have their front grille. So let me know what you think because I'm leaning towards talking to Dave about having, when the new bumper comes in, doing this to the actual car and having that be the permanent solution. So now I want to talk a little bit about my decision to wrap my car in PPF versus something like a 3M color wrap because this was something I wasn't overly knowledgeable about when I started the process, but I've learned a lot through reading online and talking to people in forums. Now with my Model 3, the paint was black and it started to show swirl marks and chip marks. So at that point, my goal was to cover up those imperfections and change the color. Well, either go with a matte black, a matte gray, or a matte white. Ultimately, I decided I liked the matte white the best, but held off on wrapping my car because I was getting it and I was getting a white Model Y. Now, when I got the Model Y, it was already white, so I wasn't as concerned about wrapping the car to change the color, and that's where the difference comes in. The 3M color wrap is about 3 millimeters thick, and it's more done as an aesthetic to change the color or the look of your car. It's not designed to protect the paint as much as something like PPF, paint protection film. That is designed to not change the color of your car, but truly protect the paint from rock chips and door dings and things like that. So once I got my car, the decision was somewhat easy. I didn't want to change the color. SunTek offered a matte finish in that stealth wrap. So I wanted something that would give me that matte finish and protect the car. And with the PPF being much thicker, it's about 6 to 8 millimeters thick, it offers the better protection for the paint versus something like the 3M, which is solely a aesthetic change to your car. So I think for anybody that's thinking about doing this, if you like the color of your car, then PPF, you can get that in clear so your car looks exactly the same, just with a film over it. Or you can get the Stealth, which will give it a matte finish, which I have. Now, if you want to change the car color completely, then you're looking at a 3M, which won't give you the same protection. It'll give you a little bit of protection, but it's more for a color change. So that's what I found out from my experience, and that's ultimately why I went with the PPF over the 3M color wrap. So last but not least, I want to talk about the things that I had done at TLC Auto Detailing. So the most important was the paint protection film. Now, I had my entire car wrapped in PPF. Reason being is I went with that Stealth film, which changes the color of your car to a matte satin finish. So if I only had part of it wrapped, it would have looked ridiculous. Now, if you're thinking about doing this and you're going to get clear, you probably don't need to wrap the entire car, which will save you money. Ben Sullins posted a great video, which I will link here, which went over the areas that he had wrapped in clear PPF. And what I found interesting about this is he had the doors wrapped as well. And it makes sense. If you look at the Model Y, as you get to the bottom of it, it curves in. And that front wheel is flared out a little bit from the body. So what they were finding is rocks were being kicked up onto the side doors, which was chipping the paint. So he went ahead and had his wrapped in PPF. Check out that video. It's really interesting. I really enjoyed watching it, and it gave me some insight to what they were doing with the clear PPF. The second thing I had done was a ceramic coating. So after the car was wrapped in the protection film, they went over it with a ceramic coating. This just adds a second layer of protection to the car and makes it that much easier to clean. Now, we all know the Model 3 and the Model Y have these huge front bumpers, which seems to be magnets for bugs. Well, since I've gotten the car back and I've been driving it, I've obviously had bugs just attached to this front bumper. And by taking a wet microfiber towel and wiping it over the bumper, the bugs just fall off. I don't need any sprays. I don't need anything special to get the bugs off. This is probably one of the best things to have if you're somebody that likes to keep your car really clean. And then the third thing I had done to my car was the wheels were powder coated. Now, I'm not going to get into this a whole bunch. I'm going to make a follow-up video talking about my peel coat that I did myself versus the powder coat, but I think overall the car looks great. Let me know what you think. What are you looking to have done? What questions do you have for me? If you live in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, please reach out to Dave at TLC Auto Detailing. You will not regret it. They have been phenomenal. I'm not done working with them. Obviously, I have to go back, but let me know what you think. Get better. Be better. We'll see you in the next one. See ya!